We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. With us, Doc Friday, taking your calls and questions on the stimulus, on taxes, on unemployment. The number on the screen. We're also streaming live on Facebook at newschannel5.com and at News Channel 5 Plus. I want to remind you, after this program, if any of you still have messages and questions you have, you can go to my Facebook page here at News Channel 5. That's Nick Barris, NC5. Nick Barris, NC5. I have a direct pipeline to Dr. Friday. I can call her anytime I want, and she will answer my questions. If she answers. Hey, listen, a question for you here, Dr. Friday. Have you heard the IRS, I think, has said that they are going to be sending out letters to recipients about 14 days after they've sent them out to confirm with them that the check has been sent, so that if for some reason they haven't received it, that letter will tell them what they need to do. Have you heard that?
I have heard that because, again, keep in mind, guys, the IRS this is a lot of work that they've taken on to try to do this, and they're trying to make sure the money makes it to the right people. And right now, people move, people change bank accounts. There's a lot of changes that happen from 18 to 19 and 19 to 20, marriage, divorce, death, unfortunately. So these letters will be following, and if you haven't received it, we'll give you instructions on what the next step we're going to need to do to get the money in your pocket.
Someone asking on Facebook, if you had a child this year, will you get that child credit?
If it was born after February 15th.
If born after February 15th. All right, let's go next to the phone lines. We'll go to Sharon. So. Hi, Sharon. Good morning.
Hi.
What's your question?
I was calling. My husband and I received a stimulus check, but I have a special needs daughter that did not, and she is a dependent on our tax returns. Does she get the $500?
No, even though she is possibly, my niece is the same way. Any child that is over the age of 16 or age 17 or older will not get a stimulus check.
That's how it plays
now,
out.
Assuming that child, no matter, even, and it doesn't quite seem fair with children with disabilities. It's not like they can ever file on their own, at least my niece can't.
Right. Okay. Let's go next to Tara. Hi, Tara. What's your question, Tara? Go ahead, Tara. Are you there?
My question is, I have a mother-in-law and a father-in-law. They file taxes together, and anyways, my mother-in-law was wondering if she would get her money with her disability, or if her husband would get it.
If they file a joint return, it will be the $2,400 going into the joint bank account that's on the tax return, or assumed to be a joint bank account. If he files married filing separately and all she has is disability and it doesn't kick them over the income bracket, my answer would be she would probably get the same bank account her disability gets into. He would get his refund in the account he's put on his tax return.
Okay, and again, I've got some people asking, tell us what the website is you go to check the stimulus. It's very basic.
Perfect. It's very good. It's easy. IRS.gov, and click on where it says COVID-19.
That's it. And I've been on that. I haven't gone through to check my own yet, but it's very clear. It's intuitive. You can follow it. It's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
I know not everyone has access to a computer, but if you can find someone to help you with that, if you need it, that's the way to go. And, I'm seeing here on Facebook an awful lot of people have received their checks already by direct deposit, Dr. Friday.
They have come out this week on yesterday, or it sounds like yesterday, most people got their first batch of checks. So that's awesome. It'll be very helpful for people.
Yeah, that's good news. All right, let's go next to Ashley, I believe. Ashley, are you there, Ashley?
Yes.
Hey, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, so my question is, I went to the site, and I know that there was a lady that asked a question earlier about her taxes, and that's why I was calling in, because I received the same error message that she had got, and it said that there's no, my eligibility is not determined, but I know that I made under what the requirement was for single household, and then I have, 2 kids. And just trying to figure out, my bank account from 2018 is closed. I did already file for 2019. So
okay.
I'm just trying to understand, why it's not saying I'm eligible.
Okay.
Did she get her refund already for 19?
Did you get your refund already for 19? Ashley, did you get your refund already?
Yes, I did.
Okay, she did.
Okay, so it just may be a timing, and I'm agreeing. I mean, I know that's going to be the next frustrating thing, is that this website may cause more trouble than good because everyone wants to know where their stimulus is. But it's probably the same way as when you go on to check your refund, and a lot of times it'll say, we've received your taxes, and it could be over 21 days, but there's no real information. So I wouldn't just assume because it says it's unavailable, that doesn't mean you're going to get it or not. It's just that the system is, I mean, this just opened yesterday, this system. It wasn't even operating yesterday morning. So just take it as a grain of salt and go with the flow a little bit. It's probably going to get better as the system gets updated.
Dr. Friday, Chris writes on Facebook, my son filed for the first time this year and got a letter saying that they need to verify his ID, and that they then went online and they were told that the IRS wants a credit card number, mortgage number, or student loan info. He doesn't have any of those.
That's a problem because he's a child, or he hasn't actually lived a lot. So, and he can't just go out and get a credit card to verify it. What they're looking at is his credit reports to try to make sure that that information will match with e-verification. And I would normally say the easy thing is go ahead and set an appointment at your local IRS office and do a walkthrough where he can bring his birth certificate, Social Security, and driver's license. At the moment, he's at a freezing situation. There's nothing he's going to be able to do until the IRS has opened again. There's no easy answer, unfortunately, for that gentleman.
Unfortunate. All right, that's a tough one. A lot of people asking again, I'm on Social Security Disability or I'm on Social Security SSI. Those folks will be getting stimulus checks, provided they're not dependents or claimed as someone's dependent, correct?
Right. And again, many of those people are raising grandchildren or have other siblings or other people that are under the age of 16 that they're taking care of, and they have not filed tax returns. Again, this is when you really do want to have some help. Neighbor, someone that can help you get on the irs.gov site. There is a separate one. It's called non-filers, and they need that information or you're not going to get the stimulus money for your dependents.
Let's clear this one up again once and for all in terms of the child and the extra $500. If you have a child that is 17, will you receive the $500?
No, and the same thing is you do not earn the $2,000 child credit for that child. They are considered adults.
Yeah, it gets confusing because people hear 17 and under or whatever. No.
Yeah.
It's 16. So under 17 is where it goes, correct?
It's the word, They always say under 17, but I always say 16 and under, only because it makes people think 17 is included.
Exactly. It's a little bit confusing. So I understand folks thinking that. Let's go next to Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Are you there? Do you have a question for Dr. Friday?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi.
I have two questions. My first question is, I went through Jackson Hewitt and I filed, and I had got my taxes this year already, and I had received a personalized card from the American Express card, and I know that she said they wouldn't go on there. I'm trying to find out, even if I go onto the portal and put that routing number in, would that still work? Because we don't have a banking account.
Okay.
Again, that's my understanding. The answer would be no, because they are not true bank accounts.
Right. And if they don't have a bank account, so the alternative will be she will be mailed a check, and you want to make sure they obviously have your current address.
Correct.
Okay. Yep, that's the way it plays out. It seems to me, and I didn't realize this, an awful lot of people have cards, these Express cards or Jackson Hewitt, and they were asking that. And so it doesn't mean if they do nothing. If they do nothing, and maybe they're expecting to go on Jackson Hewitt, they'll keep checking and it won't be there. Eventually, they're going to check their mailbox, and that's where they'll get the money. But that's going to probably be weeks down the line.
Right, and even the worst scenario, you never ever receive it because you've moved around, you don't have a bank account. Keep in mind, on your 2020 tax return, you will get it as part of the refund. So it will come to you. It's not going to disappear if you don't receive it right this second. I realize everyone needs it now when the timing is hard and we're trying to help offset income, but it doesn't disappear. So it will be available when you file your 2020s, as long as you meet the compliance of filing 18 or 19 by now.
Okay. As far as, a lot of people saying, and I'm getting comments, if I owe, back on school support, or rather, no, I was going to go to child support, which I'm going to hit you on. But I mean, folks maybe who owe the IRS some money, or you have student loans that are still outstanding, you get a check. The one exception is if you've fallen behind on child support, correct? And if you owe child support, that check will then go toward the child support, correct?
Right. I mean, so it's only if you're in the rears, if you owe back child support. Individuals that are current or in acceptance plans, they're going to get their money. Otherwise, they get a free payment from the IRS to your rears account for $1,200. If you owe the IRS, you owe other states, you owe for education, all of those, this check will come to you. It will not apply to outstanding balances.
Gotcha. So the only exception is if you owe arrears and child support, and that money, that check then does go toward paying off that child support. You just won't get it. It goes directly to where it's supposed to go. All right, let's go next to, I think we have Christy. Are you there, Christy?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I was wanting to know if I draw disability, if I will get my convenience check, my stimulus check on my Direct Express card, and when will I get it?
Okay.
Great question. I'm not sure about the when, but if this is a direct card, and I don't believe it's a bank account, meaning most of the time the difference between a card, guys, and a bank account is simply what the woman said earlier, a routing number and an account number. Credit cards usually only have, 16-digit numbers. They don't have routing numbers. So the IRS is looking for bank accounts. I don't know for sure. Some of these online banks do only have cards. I think that you're probably going to get it in the mail. And like Nick said earlier, most mailed checks are not going to hit the mail till the first week of May.
All right, let's go next to Linda. Linda, good morning. What's your question, Linda? Go ahead.
Yes, I was wondering, we did a paper check through our taxpayer when we did our income tax, and we were just wondering how we go about doing direct deposit to get our stimulus check.
Okay, so let's say they've done that. Now, if they have a bank account, but for whatever reason they've only had it mailed to them, they can go on to irs.gov, right, and list their bank account number?
Perfect. That's exactly right, Nick, and that is available right now.
Okay, so ma'am, if you don't want to wait, go online to irs.gov, follow it through. You'll see where it says the stimulus checks, and you put in the information. What she'll need then to input that information, obviously her social security number, date of birth, and the routing number for her bank account.
Right, address, routing number, zip code, and account number. There may be some other verification. I have not went through that particular side of it, but at least that information would be needed, yes.
Okay, and you would say if someone does that right now, it's worth the effort. If they can put that now, they likely would get that direct deposit before a paper check?
That is a good guess, and that's what I was sitting here pondering myself. We're already at the 15th of April. There's still a couple weeks. I'm assuming they're trying to do as many of the direct deposits first, so my answer would be yes, it cannot hurt.
Gotcha. All right, let's go next to, I think, is it LeBron on one? Are you there, LeBron?
Yes, how's it going?
Good, sir. What's your question?
Yes, I filed with Jackson Hewitt, and they gave me like a serve card, and I was just wondering, would it be uploaded to the serve card, or would I get a check?
Okay. Some people just join us, Dr. Friday, so yeah, go
that's
ahead.
Fine. Like my radio show, same thing. Certainly, again, for all of you just signed on, if it's a card without a routing number, it is basically considered a credit card. Therefore, the answer is no. As far as I know, the IRS is not going to be depositing on. If it's a banking card, which would be a routing number and account number on that card, then yes, some online banks only use those type of cards. But my understanding is Jackson Hewitt and some of the other services that give you those cards are just like credit cards or debit cards. So expect it in the mail or go to irs.gov and put an actual bank account into your system if you need the money faster than waiting for the check.
Gotcha. Great advice. We'll take a break, Dr. Friday. When we come back, our final segment, more calls for her. If you call us here on the Plus, you see the number on the screen, and we'll also take more of your comments as we're streaming live on Facebook at newschannel5.com. We'll be right back.